And Game 5, this could be, as Kinito pointed out so well, the decisive, as first possession belongs to San Miguel.
Well, another start here for Willie Wilson, because that's exactly the point that I was making. He plays number 3 for Ginebra, and he's matched up against Jay Washington. But that's a good matchup that Coach Joseph Puchico has.
Halterbrand showing no signs of that hamstring injury, stepping in quickly. Two-bit, his pass a little too strong. Mamaril not ready to receive it.
Mamaril did not start for Ginebra. Last time out it was Rafi Rivas. So a little bit of a change here in the starting lineup for Joseph Puchico, just to keep the defenders of San Miguel honest and keep them guessing.
Noel and Freeman have gone toe-to-toe here, sort of negating each other in the process, actually, but we'll get to that in a short while as Villanueva starts a drive to the basket. Got entangled, shot clock coming down to 3. Freeman is tied up. He's going nowhere.
That's tough defense played by Barangay Ginebra. I mean, San Miguel did not even take an attempt in 24 seconds.
Now that you mention it, that's so clear. In the meantime, Noel working on the right flank against San Miguel, not yet sitting down until somebody scores on a basket. And that ball is loose. It's in the hands of Freeman.
You know, interesting that it's Washington taking care of Noel and not Gabe Freeman. I think that's a good move on the part of Coach Shotang Tinsen. And that relieves Gabe Freeman from the pressure of having to defend the opposing import. You know, Freeman, being a rather not as mature player as Noel, tends to get into foul trouble too early.
Even during the course of the early phase of the tournament, early phase, and he was unable to control those fouls as Wilson picks up the rebound. It's a classification phase. That's what we wanted to say. In the meantime, Halterbrand being hounded by Jonas Villanueva. JJ trying to find a crack with the defensive line. Cuban wide open, still no conversion. We're still in a scoreless tie.
Nice play by Barangay Ginebra. You have JJ Halterbrand penetrating and then going for the dish.
A bit of the tension and the pressure of the game creeping in those first 2 minutes.
A lot of tough defense being played here.
Yes, absolutely.
I think it's very clear that both coaches realize that it's not going to be offense that will win this championship. It's going to be how you play defense.
Halterbrand with a near ball.
Well, you know, he didn't have the lift from his legs. That's not a good sign. If his hamstring is hurting, I thought it was pretty evident. He didn't have the lift from his legs, and that's what you need to jack up a nice three-pointer.
That is, of course, the muscle behind in the thigh, behind the thigh area, and that shot the backcourt. It was probably touched last by Wilson. Still scoreless. The ice has not been broken.
And it's not that the two teams aren't attempting.
Nakailan na ba pareho?
Ginebra has missed thrice from the floor, and San Miguel twice finally.
Villanueva breaking the ice too big, slightly ahead, and Washington is left behind.
Another good foul by Jay Washington. I mean, Tubid was far ahead. And he's a terrific finisher in transition. You watch it here.
Tubid has been averaging 12 points in the finals. And you're very correct over the fact that he was already gone, actually.
And not only that, I mean, Tubid is such a great finisher off the break. You see the way he twisted his body. He knew that Jay Washington was going to try to block the shot. And the way he went up for that layup, he just wanted to make sure that that contact was going to happen and that he would get a field goal at the same time.
Took us about 2 minutes and a half to get some points on the board. Already Ginebra in front slightly at 3-2. This shot does not work. Rebound fought for and won by Halterbrand. JJ looks at, scoops it inside. Noel. Blocked!
Now that shot was rejected, erased. And Gabe Freeman, what a way to play defense. That's what you call protecting the basket. Right there with a reverse. And Gabe Freeman with an excellently timed jump to block the shot.
In the meantime, it's taken away. Up and away. We go. And Villanueva already with 4 points. All of the points of San Miguel, by the way.
And Villanueva getting rewarded for his activity in defense.
Just a great two-way player. Noel scoops it to Wilson. Wilson attacks, short-range shot. Does not work, and Freeman claws it down.
You know, That's going to be a problem here for Barangay Ginebra because Jay Washington, in that particular sequence, is taking care of Willie Wilson. And he's not a threat. Wilson is not a scoring threat. So Washington is going to take it easy on defense, believe me.
Yes. The shot falls short. It's being fought for. Dorian Peña is in a box. And
he called for a timeout.
Oh, he did. Either that he was going to be trapped forever there. And I think it's going to be a full ceasefire that we're going to have at the 8:22 mark. San Miguel has grabbed the lead. It's a slight one, 4-3. Back with us here at the Big Dome, the Araneta Coliseum. 4-3 count. Pirouette does not work, and there's a lively battle for the rebound. Tubid, Noel, and there's going to be a foul on Freeman. First on the import of San Miguel beer.
That's his first 2 on the beer.
Now here's something we talked about, hanging Jay Wash to dry. Here's how to defend Jay Washington.
Siguro hindi din siya, footnote na lang sa footnote na lang.
You need to invite him to post up because his outside game is so deadly. He's shooting 60% from three-point distance in this series. He's a rhythm player and he likes to shoot, so you need to disrupt his flow. Force him to do things he's not used to. Make him dribble, make him pass.
And that's significant when you consider that he averages 16.8 per ball game.
And finally, you need to make him sweat on defense. And for Jay Washington, if he's guarding Willie Wilson, he's not going to perspire on defense. Now, kanina nakita natin nagkaroon ng switching, so he was switched up against David Noah. That's a more difficult matchup for Jay Washington. He's going to sweat if he's taking care of Noah.
Who goes for the basket? Takes care of giving Ginebra the lead at this juncture, 5-4, 7:40 to play.
Now, right now, I don't think it's a good idea for Freeman to take on Noah. He's got one personal foul. He's got to be careful with his fouls. He's got to be somebody else to take care of David Noah. He's going to be very aggressive in going to the hole, that's for sure.
Oh, nice pass by Villanueva. Jay Wash gets it from very close range. Villanueva has already scored 4 points and he has made an assist. Patricia, what do you have?
You know, apart from the presence of Hildebrand and May, the keys for Coach John really is to take away the mismatches and take away San Miguel's offensive boards by challenging their size and challenging Freeman. He feels they got beat in Game 4 because of San Miguel's rebounding. He also told his players they may not have as much in size or not as much in talent, neither in firepower, but what they have is the will to win. And he reminded his players of that that's their advantage. They are more hungry than San Miguel. Sev, Kinito?
Thank you very much, Patricia. And 7:03 remaining. You have Freeman on the line.
You know, that's all psychological, you know, these motivational things. I think San Miguel is hungrier than Ginebra. San Miguel hasn't won a championship for a long time, much longer than Ginebra. In fact, Ginebra won in 06-07, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, that's how you motivate your boys.
It's so interesting and delightful when you consider that both of them have been working together for a long time. The shot works. And we'd like to thank Gatorade, the official sports drink of the PBA. Is it in you? Here's Dondon Montiveros. Peña not looking. Montiveros has it. Tries it himself. First basket by Dondon. Hildebrand tries to brush aside Montiveros, and Montiveros ends up with a personal.
His first 13 foul.
13 foul against the Beermen. San Miguel with a slight lead, 10-8. Glad you're with us here. Game number 5 live on CS9. And all those who will be watching us on BTV. Here's Noel. Takes it outside to Tube. Boom!
What a nice setup play. And you have David Noah posting up that time, drawing the defense towards him because he was up close. He became automatically an inside threat, and that opened the opportunity for him to dish off to a wide open Ronald Tubit from the outside.
Who has been averaging 37.5 from three-point distance in this finale.
That's Noel's foul, and that's going to be number 1.
Let's now send it to Mika Bisamis with this update.
All right, well, it was actually good and bad to have that short break before the Beermen, according to Coach Sean Tankinson. He said the players were able to rest, but at the same time, they got angsty getting into this game. They talked about defense a lot during their practice, and like we talked about a while ago, besides taking care of the boards, they got to focus